Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Shelby. I provide women support and guidance through trying to conceive. And today's video, we're going to be talking about the difference between implantation bleeding and ovulation spotting. I did a video last week where I talked about ovulation bleeding or ovulation spotting and the different experiences women had with ovulation spotting. A lot of them confused it with implantation bleeding, and because of that, they didn't end up doing the baby dance during their fertile window. So today I just wanted to talk about the differences between the two, so maybe in the future you can determine if it is ovulation spotting or actually implantation bleeding. So one of the differences might be texture. When you are ovulating, you produce a fertile cervical mucus that is a lot like egg whites. If you are spotting during ovulation, it will most likely be paired with this fertile cervical mucus. So on top of a little pink or red, you might also have this egg white texture. If that is the case and you're midway through your cycle, it is most likely ovulation. With implantation bleeding, it will be various different colors, very light spotting, and will most likely not be paired with an egg white discharge. But in my opinion, the biggest difference between the two is timing. Ovulation spotting happens when your ovaries release an egg, whereas implantation bleeding occurs when the fertilized egg attaches to the uterus. The best way to be certain if it's one or the other is to be familiar with your cycle and track ovulation. The only way implantation bleeding can happen is if you have a fertilized egg that attaches to your uterine lining. So if you have not ovulated, you are not experiencing implantation bleeding. If you can accurately track ovulation and get familiar with your cycle, there will be no question. But how can you do that? How can you confirm ovulation occurred? Really quick before moving on, if you are getting value from this video, please gently tap the like button down below. The first way you can determine ovulation is by using ovulation predictor kits. I talk about these all the time. They're very similar to pregnancy tests, but instead of tracking the pregnancy hormone, they are instead tracking LH, which you'll get a surge of this hormone right before you ovulate. You can use these tests around the time of your fertile window, and if you see spotting around this time, an ovulation predictor kit can give you confirmation. Another great way to track ovulation is by using the basal body temperature method. This one is really great for this situation in particular because you can not only track ovulation with the BBT method, but you can also see an implantation dip. Normally, right after you ovulate, you will see a rise in your temperature, so that provides you confirmation that you ovulated. But usually if implantation occurs, there will be a dip in your temperature. So if you're seeing that dip, then the bleeding might be implantation, but if you see a big rise right after the spotting occurs, it was probably ovulation. Lastly, another great way to track ovulation is by checking your cervical mucus. Like mentioned earlier, around when you ovulate, you produce a fertile cervical mucus that is an egg white texture. So if you are having this egg white texture CM along with the spotting, then it is probably ovulation. If you want more details on all of these tracking methods, I will have my ovulation and tracking video right here. I add new trying to conceive content to my channel weekly, so if you are new, make sure to subscribe down below so that you do not miss them. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!